So I picked up this 7.6 mini Mao from a tip shop for 50 bucks. As you can see, it's pretty rough and ready, needs a bit of work. So I'm just going to clean it first and then assess exactly what needs to be done to it. Look at that, it's come straight off. Beautiful. Half an hour in the hot sun. Takes it all off. Not all of it, still got to use the mineral terps, but alrighty. Alright, we're just gonna we've just taken the mass of the wax off, obviously just leaving it in the sun, but while it's still warm we're going to use mineral terps. I'm just going to put that over it, and this will just eat through the rest of the wax. It's good to just spread it over evenly and then just give it 30 seconds or so, and then you can sort of, and then it just sort of comes off. Look at that, beautiful. So just using soap and water to get all the dust and dirt off it, and then we're just going to give it a good hose down as well, just to clean it up, have a good look at it. Mini Mao, we've cleaned it, and now we're just going to identify exactly what we need to do to it. So obviously the fin box back here needs to be replaced, so we'll have to take those out and replant them. The tail has been, it looks like the person who's repaired this board in the previously, they've just used, I think, just resin. They've just sort of poured resin, which is what a lot of people do when they fix boards. Unfortunately, it's not the best way to do it, because it makes it board heavy. You know, resin on its own is hard, but it's not strong, so you need fiberglass as well. They may have fiberglassed it, so we may have to cut that out and redo that as well as there. And then it's just got a few cracks, which obviously have got a bit of cancer in them, so we're going to have to sort of cut that open and then just bog it up and then fiberglass it. On the other side, it's pretty good. Just on the we've just got one ding here, so we're gonna give that a crack. They've done the same thing here, just with the resin. As you can see, it's kind of really hard, the resin there, and what happens is it just cracks away. Pretty brittle, even though it's hard, it's brittle because it's not repaired properly. So we'll fix that as well. And then just the tail, as we talked about before, but other than that, the top is good. Okay, I'm just going to use this Dremel cutter. As you can see, they've just whacked resin in there. See, it's very brittle, hard and brittle, and heavy. And we're just going to take that out. It's rock hard, that, and we're going to refix it, just because it's go. That's one. But I've just found these little sanders, which should be excellent for going inside the the fin box there for sanding, so we'll see how that goes. Plugs in, and then once the plugs are in, you just want to get okay. Good. So we've sanded the back of the board, all the areas that need to be filled, including the fin box. Blue tack. We use blue tack just in the top, and that can just come straight out when we're finished. Just to stop any spillage. Okay, so the board's taped up and ready for the filler. With polyester resin, it sets quicker than epoxy resin, so you have to work pretty quickly. And then we got the filler, and then we put the hardener in last. We're going to try to get it a similar colour to the board, even though we are going to paint the bottom of the board, so it probably won't matter too much. Okay, so you've got to mix enough, put enough of the Q-cell, the foam powder, into the resin so that it becomes like a thick paste. Otherwise it's too runny. It runs all over the place, and you can't mould it properly to the shape of that you want to fill. So you just gradually add more. Put some tint in there. That's enough. And then the last part is the hardener. Okay, so we've got sort of just gone to a little bit of, it's a little bit of colour, and then we just add some of the hardener. Don't do too much, it's going to set very quickly. Right, let's go. They're quite good. The filler's hardened now, so it's and I've got the fin in place here. So we've basically put the filler in there and in the holes, and we've sunk it in, and it's hardened now, so that's good. These ones have turned out quite good as well. It's you know, I won't have to redo that now, so that it really hardens more. It's only been about a couple of hours, but I'll probably leave it till tomorrow. It'll be nice and hard. Then I can take the fin out, and then I can just sand it all down level, and then we can fiberglass tomorrow. And then the final job after that will be to paint it. We're going to paint the bottom red, and we're going to leave the top as it is, because it's in quite good nick. But the bottoms look a bit shabby, and especially with the repairs, it'll look a bit. It'll look great with the red paint. Just need to sand it down. I'll just take this tape off. Good idea to take the tape off just as it starts to harden. I've probably left it a little bit late now, but just so that it peels off, so it doesn't get stuck. Get that putty out of there. It should just come off actually. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. To sand them, the first thing I'm going to do is take the fin off the board. So I'm going to unscrew it here. And then we're going to sand the filler back level with the board so that we can then fiberglass it. There we are, that comes out nicely. And what we want to make sure before we sand here, we want to make sure these little screws are either come out or go down really deep, so that we don't damage those once we sand the board. We sand the fin box is probably a little bit higher than I would have liked. I would have liked to have gone a little bit lower. The risk is if you go too low, you have sunken fin boxes, which you don't want. But if you go too high, then you've got to sand it down too much, and you can then sort of damage the screw holes there. So it's one of the delicate things you've got to try to get right with the fin boxes. I think it's just a little bit too high, but anyway, we'll see how we go. It should be okay. Okay, plan for sanding the board here. First of all, I'm going to use the machine sander. I'm going to use the 40 grit. So I want to really try to get it down as quick as I can, and then I'm going to go to the 240 grit, which is finer, and then I'll just use the hand sander at the last part to really try to get the shape of the board. Okay, so we're all ready to go for glassing. We've cut the fiberglass. As you can see, I've just that goes on the tail. This one I'm going to put the 6 ounce, which is the thicker one, just over the fin box there, and then that's going to go over the top. So it's going to get that's a 4 ounce, so it'll be 10 ounces of glass on the fin box for extra strength. And the rest of them I'm just using one, because it's on the bottom. I'm just going to use one 6 ounce glass on the tail, and then just these ones here. So the prep is done. I've just got to mix the fiberglass now and get them all on. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to, obviously I'm getting prepping for painting. We're going to use the marine paint, and we're going to cover up the fin boxes. I'm going to put some stringer tape to keep the stringer, and we're just going to cover that sticker Sunride as well, because it's a nice sticker, so we're going to keep that. That's on this side, and then on the other side we're going to do paint the sides as well. Stringer tape. Okay, so the board is ready for the paint. So what I'm going to do is the edges in fleet red. The edge here, I'm going to leave the front of the board as it is. It's a nice pattern, and there's no repairs on the front of the board, so it'll stay as it is. And then I'm going to flip the board over, and I'm going to paint the whole of the back. And I'm going to be using the marine paint, the Norglass durable modified polyurethane ultra high gloss fleet red, which is used on boats and surfboards. I find is very durable, and it's a really good paint. It's strong. Yep, so that's what we're going to be doing. That's that. It's been 2 days, and so the board, the paint has cured mostly. It's not 100% cured, so it's a tiny little bit sticky, but we're going to take the stickers off now. So we've got the and then put the fin on. So this is the stringer. Looking pretty nice. Look at that, beautiful. And that was the sticker that we left on. We wanted to protect. Just to go, and these ones here. Fin boxes. Alright, so this fin has turned out nicely. It's fitted quite perfectly actually. So we're just going to tighten these screws and put the other fins in. Excellent. Go. The line's pretty sharp. Looking pretty good. There's a few smudges on the board which I'll use acetone to get off. I'll take that off. There we go. Okay, so here we are with our finished mini mal that we restored. As you can see, it's looking pretty sharp. The paint's come up really well. Yeah, so we've done the repairs here. You know, we had to sort of replace part of the tail there. That fin box had to be replanted, bogged and replanted. So that's really good. We've also had a big repair there. Over the other side there was a smaller one, and then up on the nose we've done a bit. The paint's come up fantastic. It's strong, it looks good. And then over on the other side, we haven't had to do a lot other than just obviously down on the tail and yeah, just up on the nose. And then we've obviously just painted the sides with the marine paint. So there you have it, looking good. It's very satisfying just being able to take a board that has basically been left for dead, for landfill, and being able to restore it into a beautiful, functional board that's going to serve somebody very well.